What's going on, guys? Steve the Canadian, this guy, coming at you again for an update video. And I realized that the past couple of videos have been, from what I believe, update videos, but life gets in the way, you know it. But at least this update is actually, in my opinion, worth a damn. So, as you guys probably see out there, winter is upon us. I am fully snowed up here because it's cold outside. But we are in a different venue to start with today. We are in one of my many storage units. This one's actually the overflow one for toys at this point. So we're just gonna start here. I'm gonna show you guys what's going on in here, and some of this is relevant to what's going on back at the house. So let's get started. Yeah, so to start with, this pile of junk. It's all just parts, random stuff. So you got the skateboard for the bike. You got the actual little skateboard bike under here chilling. I don't want to leave it sitting there too long. It's on cement. Those are brand new tires. You got all the piles from the three-wheeler there. It's just some of that stuff I need. So it's just kind of piled up there. I don't know what's in that bag. I'm not even going to look. You just got pallets because in a storage unit you have to have everything on a pallet, but I'm still organizing this unit, so it's not there yet. You just got parts for mowing lawns, parts. Getting too far. All right, back to this thing. This, which I never got to make a video on. I actually have half a video filmed on this thing. This is an original Manco Dingo go-kart. And by original, I mean basically all original. Pretty much everything on it is good condition, good shape, original tires. I got the original hubcaps, I believe, back at my house. So a lot of people don't even know these have hubcaps that go on them. And it's just an overall great machine. The motors are crap to begin with. That's why you see that on there. It's got a new carb. I have the original carb sitting in a box. But even with a new carb, it doesn't like to run. That's why people put different motors on these. So this one probably won't get the video till spring. To be real, guys, I've got half the video filmed, but it's like half cinematic. So I don't want to film out there driving this thing. It'll barely run in the summertime with that engine, let alone in the wintertime. That's why people swap them out. You got to let it warm up for like 15 minutes. Not great, but this is one of the best go-karts ever built, and it's the most original one from what I can see on the internet around. Everything's original. I'm going to leave it. You guys know me. You guys know my thing when it comes to tearing stuff apart. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave this one. This one is gold as is, and one day you'll see it. Moving on. You guys seen this one? You guys know this one. Good old airbag quad. Something's going on. The battery's good, but it does not want to air up anymore. And the front suspension, for everyone wanting validation of my welds breaking, the front suspension is broken. You can see it wobbling back and forth there. So yeah, that didn't take as long as everybody thought. So come springtime, I'll probably haul that back in the garage, redo it, get it going. It'll be nice. It is nice. It's a beautiful little thing. It's an airbag fucking quad. Who doesn't want that? So just walking backwards so I don't trip. Just stuff, right? And this is the overflow. There's one more of these with like 3 of those that haven't been touched. One more of those. And then a couple other go-karts that you guys will see that just, it's like my childhood is being relived here. Now, you guys already saw like a quick flick of something, but I'll just turn this way quick. The three-wheeler project. It's so close to coming back. I know I keep saying that, but it is so close to coming back. Because this just inspires me every time I see it, that I'm the only guy with a Hanzuki 250 fucking three-wheeler. So I'm going to finish this very soon. And it's going to be amazing. And now these bad boys. Haha, look at these. Oh, my coffee. I forgot about it. Yeah, so these, I don't know the brand. The guy that sold them to me didn't know the brand. But he just knew that with these Scorpion tires, these were like $12,000. Brand new. Not for me. I got them for way less than that. They got a beautiful, even though they're dirty, you can see the white is that nice frost white when they're all cleaned up. And he said they've been polished before. They just got to be polished again. Ooh, These bad boys are 235, 35, 24. And they're just nice. So they have like center things that go on them and they make them look just dumb as can be. But these bad boys, I don't know, the tires were okay, but 2 of them definitely need to be replaced. They're flat. These are nice. These are 24s. And you might be asking yourself, why do you have 24-inch chrome rims with sick frost white freaking like caps on them? Well, we'll get to that point. That point's a coming, all right? So I'm just showing you these because they're here, but why they're here is coming later in the video. This is just the start, just the taster. And then I'm not going to show you what these are off of, but if you know what the back of rims look like, you probably know what those are off of. So this set of rims is also to something else. Oh, look at them. I kind of wiped that one down, like just the white parts. Oh, that's gonna look so good on what it's going on. And when you guys see what it's going on, you'll just, oh, and then those ones are just good winter tires. Good studded winter tires. There's the original carb for the go-kart. It's all original, that thing. So, yeah. This is just my overflow unit. But I figured for context, I'd show you guys these bad boys. And these bad boys. Again, if you know rims and tires, you might just know what that is from the back of it. So, if you guys have ever wondered just where I store some of my stuff, it's in between here and the end. Yeah, this is where I'm at now, the overflow unit. But, moving on, I will take you guys back to the house and show you guys, I don't even know where the camera's pointing at me right now, sorry guys, and show you guys what we're dealing with now. So, well actually before we go, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the heavy Chevy, right? Everybody knows I have the Chevy because we're going over everything I got right now. This is like the end of the year update, I suppose. The roundup, as they'd say. I love this thing. This is the go-to everyday. I'm sure there's a lot of Chevy fans out there. I know this thing's gonna start. I know it's gonna run. I know if I have to drive across the country, this thing's probably gonna do it. You know what I mean? It's gonna do it with a little bit of fuel economy. I can haul whatever I want in the back. I've just got a fire extinguisher going on today. I can do whatever, right? And then we are slowly about to get more unreliable as we go. So, cut the film. I'll see you guys back at the house. All right, guys, we are back. And as we back into the driveway here, let me just give you guys, because you guys already know what a Chevy looks like. It's pretty typical, right? But this is the everyday truck, the work truck, the dog truck. She absolutely loves sitting there, ride or die, loving the window. And in my opinion, other than everything being a circle, because in these generations, just, oh, the circles, everything is a circle. I do think this is one of the best dash shapes that there ever was in a truck. It's clean, it's simple, you got 2 glove boxes, everything you need, little cubby holes. It works. Chevy nailed it with this, and I don't know what monstrosities are going on nowadays, but a 2012 Chevy is about as close to nailing it as you can get, in my opinion. And on that note, I will just let's get to an exterior shot. You guys can judge me all you want on the dirtiness inside. This is a work truck, but look at that, right? Just a nice, clean, everyday truck. Now, to show you guys what I was talking about at the storage unit and what those rims are for, we got a new one. So, to preface what's happened in the last month and a half or so, the Ranger, gone. I'll throw in a little video here. Heartbreaking, to be honest, guys. 100% honesty, I almost bought one 2 days later for double what I got paid for mine because I instantly missed it. I feel like it was a bad call, but the guy that bought it from me told me it was leaving the country, So that could be interesting. If I see it on the news with a rocket launcher, I'll at least know it went to good people, you know, in good hands. The car, you guys probably saw that I had a little Pontiac Wave as well. That was like the spare, do whatever, cut the roof off, blow it up car, just whatever. No longer needed it. And a lady needed wheels. And around here in Canada, you guys may not know this, but it's actually kind of expensive around here for vehicles. Like anything that runs and drives is worth a lot of money. Like we're talking thousands for a piece of crap, rusted out, runs and drives. It's not like the old days. Like the old days in Canada, you could get yourself a beautiful ride that's rusted out to hell, but runs and drives for like $1,000. Those days are long gone. You can't do that anymore. But let me show you guys what you can get for a little bit more than that. This isn't the newest addition to the Hoopty fleet, but it is the second newest, I guess. It's one of the most recent. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a 2007 Cadillac Escalade. And it's beautiful. To be real, guys, quite a fan. Back in high school, these had just came out. So if you guys remember, the original Cadillac Escalade had more of a gangster look to it. I'll throw a picture up here. And it was nice. Beautiful vehicles, right? Look at this thing. Oh, just looking great. You know what? Fuck it, just gonna go through the snow. I don't have snowshoes on. Look at that. Look at that nice color. And this thing is in relatively decent shape. So, now you guys see what the 24s are for though, right? The 24s on this thing with that frost weight on the rims, oh, that's gonna look good. And to be real, guys, as you guys know, everything I do in my life just seems to be a joke. If you guys have ever seen Boondocks, the show, the cartoon, or even the actual newscast, then you guys know why I want 24-inch rims on this. And I have movie prop money coming that'll be in a tube that goes up from the floor to the roof in the center. Yeah, you guys, if you guys get the joke, you'll get the joke. But when I do it, because I just gotta get tires put on those rims, I'll explain the joke. But there will be 24-inch chrome and paper stacked to the ceiling with this bitch. Oh, look at it. Look at it, guys. And again, this thing is used. I use it every day. Some people may ask, oh, look at that. This is just, you know what, guys? You know, it's honestly been a step up. And I mean, this was the step up to begin with. Power windows. Power windows. I've had roll-up windows for a freaking decade, guys. A decade. The windows didn't even work in the Pontiac Wave. So I still had roll-up windows only. Yeah, I got tired of that. So some people might call this a midlife crisis. I call it a midlife blow up. You know what? I'm getting the things I didn't have in high school. But this was what was cool when I was in grade 9. So I got some seat covers on it because Carly does come in here with me. Carly is allowed to be fancy as well, my puppy dog. And yeah, I feel like this is the best one. You got the frost white with the black interior, with the nice oak trim, heated cool seats. Everything about this vehicle works. Now here's the thing, guys. Buying a 2007 Cadillac Escalade is about as big of a gamble as you can take without putting $1 million on a bad team to win the Super Bowl. But this one was basically good. The guy did all the work. I've done about $500 worth of work since then. I've put a little bit of stuff into it. If anyone knows what this is an original year 2000, the very first Rockford Fosgate Punch High Excursion 2. And this thing freaking pounds. This is like in this box, which is the proper spec. And I know everyone says it. Probably equal to 2 normal 12s nowadays. And it's just sitting on 600 watts on an amp behind that seat right there. And then you got third row seating. This is made to come out. What more do you need, right? But if you have a Cadillac Escalade, see, there's little things like you got to lift that back up before you hit the button or it won't go back down. But look at that, guys. I went from a Ranger with roll-up windows, right? Like, I'll take it. Yeah. So that is probably one of my best purchases ever. And I feel like I got a good deal on it. I'm gonna throw you guys the number right now. I got all this for $4,000 Canadian. That may sound like a lot to someone, but this is a Cadillac Escalade with nothing wrong with it for $4,000. In Canada, you couldn't buy a Honda Civic for $4,000 that didn't have something wrong with it, right? So I'd say fucking score on that one. Yeah, so all right, guys, and we are in the Caddy. We're gonna go for a drive. Now, one thing that I am just not used to is a vehicle that feels better than other vehicles. And that feels like a cocky thing to say in regard to it's just a Cadillac, I guess. But having come from not driving a Cadillac, driving a Ford Ranger with roll-up windows and everything, this is about as big of a jump as I feel like I could have made. And for anyone that hasn't driven a Cadillac Escalade, whether just to borrow it or to own it, I'm the kind of guy that says I wouldn't. And that's to keep people out of trouble, because unless you know what you're doing, stuff like this is trouble. But I 100% would on this one, to be honest, guys. So like I said in the last clip, I picked this thing up for $4,000. Now there's a chance, a real chance, that in this whole country, that was the cheapest, most well-maintained Cadillac Escalade on the market. Because, like, I'm not sure if I showed you guys pictures yet of, like, the interior and stuff, but this thing has been taken care of. And I could tell when I bought it from the last guy, he had the vibe. I'm not sure how many of you guys, when you marketplace buy, go by vibes. So when I buy stuff, I go by the ad and then by the vibes. I don't really care to test the machine. So, like, when I test drove this, I drove it around the block and then I gave the guy money. I didn't look under the hood. I didn't care. Like, he was trying to show me more than I cared to know. But the reason that is because right off the bat, I could tell he didn't want to sell this for really anything less than his original price, which he added up for $7,000 or $8,000. That is the actual market price for this vehicle, especially in this shape. You could probably get upwards of 10 if it didn't have 315,000 kilometers on it. Again, that just makes it a better deal for someone who knows what they're doing in regard to looking for a deal. So I managed to scoop this thing up for $4,000. It needed tie rod ends. Tie rod ends from, and this is the part that scares people off of this, tie rod ends for Cadillac are $400 per tie rod end. Like $398 or something per tie rod end. Not, the whole job. Per tie rod end. So, and I know I'll say that again, per tie rod end. But if you know what this is an extremely fancied up Chevy Tahoe. Yes, sirree, Bob. That's all this is. So again, when I speak about like the fanciness, like for the first couple of days after I got this, I would walk into work and be like, what are you poor people doing? It's a joke. It's a $4,000 Cadillac. There's a higher chance of this breaking and me having to spend money than me just being a fancy asshole. You know what I mean? Foreshadowing. Fancy asshole probably coming up later in this video. But this thing, the trade-off that I have gotten for the amount of money has been me smiling every day on the way to work. Not a joke. I come out and I see that there's a Cadillac Escalade sitting there with nice chrome rims, a good shape interior. The little bit of rust that was forming on the outside, the guy had already taken care of. Again, which shows me that this was his baby. So when it came to the test drive, I saw me looking at my Ranger the way he was looking at this. So, no brainer, right? But not a lot of people would look at it that way. Like the guy that I had drop me off to pick this up, He's the kind of guy that he's under the vehicle. He wants mechanic reports. He wants to make sure he's not wasting his money. But that doesn't always help you. You can have a report, you can have this and that, but there's things they may not tell you. Foreshadowing. Learned that on the next one. But if you guys have the chance to pick up, and actually funny story. I was at the gas station yesterday, and in front of me was a 2005. That is like the squared off one, the original one. That is the one I want. That's an even bigger gamble than this one. This is a 6.2 liter all-wheel drive V8. That's kind of like a big deal on its own. Those ones are a 6 liter, little less reliable, all-wheel drive as well, and everything just kind of malfunctions in those. But yesterday there was one at the gas station with some damn nice rims and tires. And it just made me laugh, because as we both pulled in at like different pumps, and I was like, the Escalade at its natural watering hole. Because my goodness, these things suck fuel. So when you fill this thing up to full, it says 420 kilometers till empty. So that's like a cool Easter egg. Except it means 400. And it means exactly 400. It doesn't mean you get, you could stretch her to like 450. You could get 500 if you're driving easy. Doesn't matter how you drive it. It's just that amount of fuel. You know what I mean? And cool feature I found out, it has 2 reserve tanks. So when the first reserve tank disappears in about 30 seconds, another one pops up. So it's almost like they thought about the fact that a Cadillac owner does not want to be inconvenienced by being out of fuel. How dare you? I will get there when I get there. So they give you 2 chances to get there. And I've never seen that before. So I thought that was cool. But we have a traffic circle down the highway, which I might take you guys to. And it is not that far down there. I think it's probably like 10 kilometers. That is the second reserve, exactly to a T. Because this thing was sputtering when it pulled up to the gas station. And that's on $150 in fuel. I went to the top of Edmonton, which is 323 kilometers, and back. Out of fuel. So if you guys are looking for fuel economy, do not get a Cadillac Escalade. Absolutely zero fuel economy whatsoever. And if you guys are concerned about me staring at the camera while I'm doing this, I am driving around slowly around a back street. I am not going down a highway or anything. I would actually look at the road more attentively then. But on these snowy roads going slow in a 4-ton vehicle, you don't really have a whole lot to worry about. And again, all-wheel drive. And this is the joke I make to my buddies. I'm just going to go out and get my 6.2 liter all-wheel drive Cadillac Escalade, because really I feel like saying the whole thing. Just it's not out of place for the vehicle, for this thing. I don't feel rude telling people that this is a 6.2 liter all-wheel drive Cadillac Escalade. Just to remind them that it is a 6.2 liter all-wheel drive Cadillac Escalade. But it is quite the ride. You have more power than most people on the road, even today. You have all-wheel drive that never shuts off. So you do actually feel a bit of a hop on sharp turns on dry pavement, but it's to be expected. And you have easily fixable and accessible parts front to back, because if you think a Cadillac part is expensive, you literally just say, give me the Tahoe part, or basically a Tahoe part. And it goes down to like 40 something bucks instead of 400. And you could do it yourself in the driveway. These things are workable in a driveway. It's not like a Mercedes or a BMW where you're really not going to be fixing that thing in the driveway. You know what I mean? It's probably like not something you want to tear apart. Foreshadowing. But back to the original point. If you are looking for a vehicle that you want to make you smile, if you're looking for a winner beater to really get you through, and you don't mind that the trade-off is more expensive gas, insurance, actually, this thing to insure on its own, I have a really good driving record and really good insurance. Just this thing on its own was $150 a month to insure, and that's with cheap insurance. So if you don't have good insurance, this actually may not be the vehicle for you. That could be, in my opinion, the determining factor on buying a used Cadillac Escalade. Do you have good insurance? Because I feel like that would be the part that would get you. You're like, oh, I can afford the 150 every 2 weeks for gas. If you make it that long, actually about a week, maybe a week and a bit. If you can afford 22-inch tires, if you want those, like I could easily take the 18s off the Chevy there with brand new tires and throw them on here, and this thing would actually be even better, because like these tires are good, but they're half worn, but they're 22 by 9 freaking all-wheel drive tires on a 6.2 liter Cadillac. So I don't really have much to worry about in that regard. But you can just swap parts on this thing like there's no tomorrow. What you have to worry about in this thing is the electronics, like your heated cooled seats, which it has, front and rear, going bad. Electronics just kind of going tweaky. That's really all you have to worry about in regard to this model. On this one, the dash is cracked, and there is one left in North America. He said possibly one left in the entire world, actually. And it is $1,800, and then to ship it here is $1,800. And for that price, I could go buy another Escalade and just take that part out of it. And actually, I could make a lot of money doing that. So if anyone's thinking about selling a parts Cadillac in Canada, you could probably make a lot of money, like selling parts cheap, because people need them. Yeah. So other than insurance, other than maintenance costs, which you can avoid by picking different parts, really there's no downside to picking this over a Honda Civic or like a rusted out Toyota, because any Toyota in Canada that's not rusted out actually costs quite a bit of money. You're not going to pick that up for $4,000 actually. Even like old Nissans that aren't rusted out, like Nissan pickup trucks that are like ugly as heck but not rusted out, $3,000, $4,000, without even thinking about it. But if you can find yourself, if you're in Alberta, Google search around Edmonton for a Cadillac Escalade, and you will find yourself some of the nicest pickings for anywhere between $4,000 to $10,000. But around $4,000, you're usually looking at a parts Cadillac. That's why I feel like I got an absolutely amazing deal for $4,000 on this. And he didn't want to sell it for that, but he did. So I got a good deal. And I love it. Absolutely love it. 10 out of 10. Would buy this again if I was brought back and asked if I would. This is also foreshadowing for the next one. Yeah, so not the greatest review of a Cadillac Escalade, but I'm not sure if you guys noticed, it's actually relatively quiet in here. My voice is way louder just naturally talking than it needs to be for a Cadillac Escalade, because there's just not a lot of noise going on. And actually, that is my biggest thing about the Cadillac Escalade from 2007. For my first time driving a luxury vehicle, because that's what I consider this, I feel closed off from the world. I literally feel like, and leave me a comment if you've experienced this too, going from like a low-end vehicle to a high-end one. I don't feel like I am part of, I don't feel like I'm just out there, like in the Ranger, in the Pontiac Wave, in a Ford Escape, whatever. You feel like you're in a can driving down the road, whether it's a comfortable can, a quiet can, whatever. You always feel like you are moving a machine. When you're sitting in a Cadillac, and I'm sure this is what Cadillac aims for, I feel like I am I am sitting in my own room right now, you know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean, but if you've driven a Cadillac, you might know what I mean. I feel like I am sitting in my own nice little apartment right now, especially when I got the music going. And really, I'm just, the world is happening around the Cadillac Escalade. You know what I mean? When you drive other cars, you feel like you are experiencing the world around you. Not in this thing. In this thing, it's meant to be closed off. I am in my Cadillac. I am experiencing the Cadillac. The nice ride. It's quiet. This doesn't have air suspension anymore because they usually break. The previous owner had done the work to put in the aftermarket kit for just regular suspension. And it is quite smooth and quite nice. So, and I don't have to worry about the air suspension breaking again or anything. So I can only imagine what this would actually feel like on the air suspension though, because that would probably be like a true cloud riding down the road. And this is, The first time I got this thing, that's what I noticed. I was like, you don't even really notice driving down the road. Like, the tires are starting to wear down to like a quarter wear, and that's what I'm starting to feel. If I were to get brand new tires, I probably wouldn't feel a dang thing going on. And I like it. I like it a lot. This is wonderful. This is quite a wonderful experience. So, again, to trail around back to, if you were looking at a used vehicle that you think you may want, I would definitely consider an older GM luxury product. Easily accessible parts. We're probably not crazy to insure. Like, if you live in America, there's probably cheaper insurance there. Canada's just ridiculous. Easy to fix. So they're just amazing. It makes you feel great. Like, you feel like a better person than you probably are when you're driving a Cadillac. And if you guys are wondering where I am just driving around now the north of the town that I live in. And over there is a marina. It's actually super cloudy above the water. And I'd be coming up on Clark's Eatery right now. Yeah. So, I am not going to make you guys wait all the way back to the house for the next one. Yes, there's another one. But this has been my partial review of the Cadillac Escalado, the Escalade, my winter beater, which is crazy to say because, like I said, for the past decade I've been driving a Ford Ranger, and then I had a Pontiac Wave. So now my winter beater. Oh, there's puppies, huskies. Now my winter beater is actually a Cadillac Escalade with heated, cooled seats, heated steering wheel. Basically everything. You need DVD player up in the top. I don't know if that even works. The power button's actually broken. That's the only thing wrong with this thing. The power button's broken on the DVD player. So if I fix that, that's pretty much it. Everything else about this vehicle is 100%. And for the money I spent, that is just insane to think about. And to completely round up the tie rod end part of it, it ended up costing me $400, and that's with a $100 set for all of the tie rods off Amazon. It ended up being $400 total instead of $400 for one tie rod to fix it all. And naturally, because winter hit, I'm not going to do that in my dang driveway. So I just sent it off to the shop, which if you guys have been to a dealership lately, you know that's where your money's going. And again, foreshadowing. So, that's it for this one. I was going to give you guys a little demo of the subwoofer playing here, but they have not played a song on the radio for like, I'd say a good 15 minutes now. It's almost 17 minutes. They've been doing ads. Let's see here. I don't even know if we'll get copyright. It sounds great. Like, you got a Bose system in here that just pounds away with that awesome Rockford Fosgate. It's only on 200 watts, probably 300 watts, and it's just rocking because it's just a great product. But it's original from the time when this thing would have been bumping around on the streets, you know what I mean? If somebody wanted some thump in the back, that would have been really a closer choice to throw in. So, going with like the time period here, because those rims are also from that time period. So that's why I went with them. So this is basically like an early to mid 2000s Cadillac build that we're doing here, guys. That is the project. I'm making it so by next summer, this thing will just be an absolute freaking sick beast. Because like these seat covers I got on here, I got to get 2 more for the back, so that all of them have that brown look to them, or that copper look to them. And then when I put those rims on, that's it. This thing's just actually balling, right? All right, I'm gonna end it here, and I'll see you guys back at the garage in a minute. I'm gonna stop and get another coffee because it is chilly outside. You guys don't need to be here for that. Yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is my 2007 BMW 328xi Coupe. Bam, 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 bam. Oh my God. Right? Oh, hang on. I got the doors locked. So what we're looking at here is kind of a beautiful version. I don't know if the halos light up. Oh, without the other headlight in, we'll get to that. The halos don't light up. But this, oh, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot say no. So this is a 2007 BMW 328xi all-wheel drive 6-speed manual. Yes, that is the old 6-speed going on there. And this thing is absolutely beautiful. As soon as I saw the interior, it was a yes. Absolutely gorgeous. And in the doors, just to accent it, there are little red lights that just light up the, oh, so nice. I'll put a video of that if I still have it in here. But yeah, so this is basically the foreshadowing that I've been talking about, guys, for all of the other stuff. So this thing, you know, just absolutely beautiful. And you know, the guy that sold it to me was real good about it. He already had a spare tire in there. See some parts going on. Just had an oil change done. Just had an alignment done. Everything that I get, the steering wheel is just off to the left, but that is not how I roll. So had the alignment done. Wheels are a little straighter now. But my dudes, oh, what a nice looking front end, right? Had to get the 2-door, had to get the coupe, had to get the 6-speed manual, had to get the all-wheel drive. But I messed up on one thing, guys. I got the one that is completely different than every other car they've ever made, apparently. So, in regard to that headlight, which is in the house, along with the parts to rebuild it, because I've started rebuilding it, that headlight, brand new, $5,700. Yes, you guys heard that right. $5,700 for a headlight. So I'm going to rebuild it or try to find a used one. I am not spending that kind of money on a new headlight on a car that, believe it or not, guys, here's the price, cost me $5,700. So to work out some math on that, because I'm not sure if I'm at a good deal anymore, to be honest, guys. And everybody always told me that if you buy a BMW, you're buying a project car. Correct. I agree. Because this thing immediately became a project car. Oh, and just so you guys also see, it is the straight 6 non-turbo. It's had a little bit of stuff done to it, but it is the more reliable engine. So you're looking at a straight 6-speed manual, all-wheel drive, absolutely gorgeous, incredibly hard to fix BMW 3 Series. And yeah, at this point, I regret purchasing this car. I regret you almost immediately. But I don't regret it enough in a way that I think I want to get rid of it yet. So like I said, I got the headlight in the house that I'm rebuilding. So that should be done here right away. I have a, they actually bondoed in and painted like bottom canard lips on it, so that it kind of looked like a M front end. Well, I actually have the bottom part for the bumper, the real M splitter coming, which is all one piece. And this actually looked really nice when I bought the car, and then I crunched it into a fucking, what's it called? Oh, curb. I crunched it into a curb day one. So in the truck and in the Cadillac, you don't really have to worry about like where you are in the vehicle. So when you pull up to a curb, you kind of feel like where the curb is. This thing is so long from where you are to the curb that where I thought I should stop was the curb. And yeah, I crunched it. So that when I bought the car, this wasn't damaged. I will admit to that. It looked really nice. But then you can see there's Bondo. So they just added those to the bumper. And like I said, I got the actual bottom lip coming. I have the updated 2025 grille version coming for this. I got hood struts coming for this because I don't know if you guys noticed there, but I didn't let the hood down. It just goes down. The hood struts do not work. And the parts showed up yesterday and I'm rebuilding the headlight. So basically, my goal of getting like really nice vehicles I wanted freaking reliable, a luxury, a foreign. I shouldn't have got the foreign. Shouldn't have got the foreign. It immediately became a project car because as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm gonna turn the car around so it's not on the cold end of the garage, and I'm gonna start tearing apart this front end so I can get the bumper stripped down, ready for the new lip. Get the headlight fixed because you have to take the bumper off to put the headlight in and out, and swap out the grille when it gets here. So just so you guys know, this is one of the nicer versions from BMW VINs Check. There's only 2 of these cars ever made, and I know I sound like a Corvette owner immediately, but apparently there are only 2 6-speed manual all-wheel drive coupe black with a chestnut interior, like, ever made out of all the model years. I'm doing more research because of course when you read that, that's like usually bullshit. But if that is the case, that this is the only fully loaded coupe 6-speed manual all-wheel drive black with a chestnut interior, and that interior is what got me, what made me buy the car, I kind of think it's worth fixing, worth keeping around, worth making cool. So I'm gonna do what every BMW owner does: rims, suspension, M front end. Yeah, but I'm putting the new updated 2025 grille with like the almost teardrop rainfall thing going on, because it'll look newer and classier. Fixing the headlight, and then this thing is 100% good to go. Like, I just spent over $1,300 Canadian fucking okay, one of the biggest piss offs is I had them switch the bulbs thinking that the bulbs were the problem, right? So I had them switch the bulbs, and then they had the audacity when it didn't work and I brought it back in. Oh, where's the bill? That's the bill of sale. They had the audacity to then charge me again. And I was like, well, wait a minute. It wasn't fixed to begin with. Ah. So yeah, so now I unintentionally have a project car. And that's what all that foreshadowing, like I said, was. I didn't want a project car. I always heard if you buy a BMW, this is what you're going to get. They're not wrong. They're 100% true. So as you guys can see, though, the Hoopty fleet is getting quite big. One of my favorite YouTubers, Hoovy, I think would be proud of me, believe it or not. So far, I don't know if I should be showing my plates, but I don't really care if you find where I live. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. I'm like, hi? What reason would you have, really, to come here? You steal my shit, I get an insurance check. I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. I'm not that kind of guy. But, Hoovy, if you ever see this, I hope you're proud of me. I'm trying to live up to you. I'm getting to the point now where I need like a full-blown storage shop to like store stuff. Because I don't know where to put this thing after I'm done working on it. Probably over in that storage unit with the go-kart. But, moving on. So that's kind of the biggest updates, is that my car and my truck turned into a truck, a Cadillac, and BMW. Let's see. This was one of the best deals I have gotten. Actually, the Cadillac's the best deal. This is one of the best deals I've gotten, though, all year. This is a 1989 4x4 Big Bear quad with a plow. And this thing absolutely chews ice off the freaking ground. $1,700. You cannot get a running quad in Canada, in the area I live, for $2,000. $2,500, $3,000. If there's a plow, you cannot get that for $3,000. $1,700, 11 o'clock at night. You say yes and you go. If he says yes, you say yes, you go. You don't fuck around. Like, I'm gonna make a marketplace video here on how I feel like people should work marketplace. This wasn't my smartest marketplace deal, but every other one so far has been. Because $1,700, it's got brand new tires on the front, brand new tires on the back that are a little older, but they were brand new. But these are brand new. And you can't get that for under $3,000 where I live. $1,700. This thing is put in work already. I did all the sidewalks. It just chewed the ice. Love it. The starter doesn't really start it, but it starts with the pull start every time. New seat cover on it. You couldn't do better of a deal. To be real, this is the kit. Got new ball joints in there still for the Cadillac. $100 on Amazon. Way better deal because it's for a Tahoe. So it just goes on there, right? Moving on, this dirty ass table. You guys see a turbo there. It's been there for a while. It's just hanging out. These are those covers for those rims. Oh, they're ugly. They're so ugly like when they're on the rim, but the rims look good without them. There's one chilling on top there. Look at the mess. As I've been moving stuff around, I'm just trying to clean everything up and make it have its own place. And finally, to end, since we've already talked about the turbo, you guys just ignore the 8 billion coffee cups sitting right here. I'll try and keep them out of frame. This thing, the turbo chopper, as you guys see, this thing is 100% ripped apart because I'm just getting everything cleaned up. The wiring, everything, because when it goes back together, I want it to be like a SEMA quality, one and done. Goes back together for a reason. This thing actually had a freaking dyno session booked for it, and it didn't make it in time. But my dudes, excellent news. We got a new tire. We got the most Asian tire I have ever dealt with. The Daluchi on the rear rim now. So this bad boy is actually good to go. I'll actually get more than 25 kilometers an hour out of it because I didn't realize at first the back tire was flat. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's just been sitting there. I've actually tried to make, let's see behind this garbage bag, a couple of different intakes going on there. I'm thinking out of copper and then polish it because that'll look just freaking sick on the bike if the intake is copper. And then off to dyno. And yeah, get some dyno numbers out of it. So money set aside for that. That's $300 an hour to dyno tune a bike. But that's what it is. So, as you guys can see, some money has been spent around here on just making life a little bit better, in my opinion. All the way up until that one. And now money's just being spent to get it back on the road and maybe break even. But who knows? Maybe one day this thing will have carbon fiber fenders and race suspension on it. I don't know. Typically, anytime I've told you guys that I'm going to not touch something, I immediately cut it in half. But unless I want to turn this into a convertible, I really, like, the only option is to throw, like, race suspension on it, right? And, like, new rims and tires. And, like, maybe a whole M3 front end, you know? I might as well do that. So, and then the Cadillac just gets those ballin' rims. And that's it. That thing is beautiful. So, that's pretty much it, my dudes. That's the update. That's what I've been doing lately. I've just been wheeling, dealing vehicles. There was one other BMW that was going to be in the picture, but it was just not right. And it just turned into a big waste of money before the car was even really mine. So, we won't talk about that one. But, if you guys like Cadillac Escalade content, there'll probably be some of that. If you guys like BMW content, there'll probably be some of that. I would go for a drive in this thing, guys, but there's just, I don't want to work on it after driving it around the snow. So I'll just get in it here for a sec. Oh, yeah. So this is just one of the nicest places to sit. Like, the seats, super comfortable. The stereo, really nice. Like, not crazy loud, but again, in this car, you kind of feel like you're part of the car. Headlight out, of course. The check engine light literally does not turn off no matter what you do. There's nothing wrong with the car. This thing just had a whole bunch of work done to it. But yeah, so this is the view. You guys probably can't see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's that red light I was talking about. Oh, does that look good at night? That goes all the way to the back on this thing. And everything about this car is just beautiful. Yeah, it's telling me that my headlights are all messed up. I get it. There isn't one in there. But yeah, you got heated seats in this thing. 6-speed manual. All the room you could possibly want, which isn't a whole lot. But I mean, how much room do you need if you're driving this thing around? And I mean, yeah, it's just cool. This is something apparently BMW owners will be jealous of. Check this out, guys. 1, 2. Best part. Best part. Apparently that's rare that the cup holders still work. Apparently this is rare. The screen still works. There's nothing wrong with it. Apparently, like every time I watch meme videos about BMWs, that's what everyone always says about them. It's like there is no BMW on earth where the cup holders still work and this still works and the screen's not pixeled. It just doesn't exist. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this may have not been my smartest decision ever, and I'm sorry, car, for saying that, but you're a BMW. You've probably heard this before. This is probably the best example of one that I could have bought. And I think because I sold my Rangers, this really piqued my interest. You know what I mean? You got that 6-speed right there. 6-speed, all-wheel drive, straight 6 BMW. Yeah, so you cannot go wrong with this bad boy. Dropping my caddy keys. But yeah, so guys, that is going to be the update, the video, the roundup for the year, because I don't know when this content's gonna get kind of going again. Because believe it or not, even when I close this door, it's so cold in there. So it's not conducive to being on my back working, and I could just get a heater, but every time it snows, which it has snowed lately like quite a bit, I'm out for 45 hours plowing snow. So believe it or not, I don't have a whole lot of time at that point because I'm so freaking tired to be on my back in the garage. So I don't. But yeah, for that, guys, I am going to let you go. I appreciate everyone sticking around. I see that I actually have a couple new subscribers, which is surprising because I have just crapped the bed on content in general. But for that, I thank you guys. I really do. I appreciate all of you and the fact that you guys are hanging around for my dumb stuff. But just so you guys know, and you can see, there's going to be more dumb stuff coming. So stay tuned. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And I hope you guys have been having an okay time in life. You know what I mean? I hope you guys have been getting back for the effort you've been putting in. I feel like at this point I am. And I'm loving it. So I'm just going to keep trying to be positive and love life. I hope you guys do the same. And get out there and buy that shit box. Okay? Buy that hoopty. All right? Make Hoovy proud. Bye, guys.